Hi, and welcome to Cockatoos with Attitude. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Just be aware that I don't have anyone in the other room to watch what you're saying if you're on YouTube and type chatting. So just to let you know, I can't see right now what's happening. And we're out here in the aviary today. And our topic is going to be making small changes and what they can do, because I just rearranged the bird room so that I could get Jasmine's cage in there. Hello, Eleanor. I just rearranged that room, and now we're seeing a few changes in behavior. So hold on a second. I forgot to do something I need to do here, folks. Nope, that's not it. I'll figure it out eventually here.
Hello.
Hello. I'm trying to remember how to set it so that my screen is the one that's being shown. I can't for the life of me remember that right now. See, I thought it was this way, but nope. Oh, hey, Cecil, don't grab my arm when I'm trying to do this. There's a control on here somewhere, and I just can't think of it. I can't remember where it is. That's not that one. I'm looking at all the controls, and I'm not finding it. This is
maybe if
Hi,
I click hide non-video participants, will that hide me? I guess so.
Yeah, it will, but that's not the way I'm supposed to do it. But I'm darned if I can remember how. I'm hitting the controls. I'm not seeing it there. So Bob, you're not getting in the pocket. Not gonna happen, boy. Yeah, you're supposed to be able to like click on a participant and simply say that that's the view you're going to show, but maybe if you didn't have your camera on, it won't give me that option. That's a possibility, because there's nobody there. How do you switch it? But anyway,
well,
so
it still
yeah, I see it there. Nothing we can do about it, I don't think. I don't have a control.
We'll see how we go.
Yeah, ain't gonna hurt anything. Made this change. I had to get her cage, which is fairly large. It's 32 inches deep and 40 inches wide, which of course isn't really large, but larger than most of the ones in the small space we have here, which we're working now to try to find a larger place to move to. So, but anyway, I made a move. I got her cage in there. And one behavior I've noticed already is that this one, Pippa, who's a little overexcited right now. You see her bouncing up and down. She usually goes over and plays with Dan through the aviary. You know, she'll go over and hang on the side of the aviary and play with him. She wouldn't go over to him today, and this is probably because her cage, all that happened with her is her cage got moved about a foot and a half towards the wall, and then instead of having Lucy next to her, she has Cause next to her now. And I had to hang something between the two because it's another one of those personality clashes. So where I had the towel between Lorelei and Cause, now it's between Pippa and Cause. But anyway, this has changed her behavior. One positive thing, though, is Jasmine, I don't think, liked being in the dining area. You'd see her sitting over there and like being ignored and looking sad. After I moved her into the main bird room, she was running around in circles on the bottom of her cage, which is the way she shows her enthusiasm. So she's a lot happier in there. I didn't see any change in pointing the camera. So Jasmine's the one all the way in the back. Okay, the one up front is Sugar. Now Sugar normally doesn't like me to give too much attention to Jazz, so I expected some kind of reaction from Sugar, but I haven't seen it yet. So Cosmo has become more vocal in the new position. She's across the room from where she used to be, and she's become more vocal, as in making noises and trying to get my attention and jumping up and down. She might like it better, hard to say, but she definitely is evincing a change, and it doesn't take much. You can just make a small change, as I've told the story of Chloe and the Rumford baking powder many times. She wouldn't shut up until I put it away. So changes can cause a lot of differences in behavior. And it may not seem like a change to you, but to them it is. So, yeah, but why are you so excited? Is that right? That's right. Yeah, it's a little overexcited. That's a mating season of behavior. This one over here, it caused me to have to buy more rope. So we have some more 1.5-inch rope in here. I've had to replace it. She is still trying to get to the rope and eat it, and she does not do it with manila. Nobody else here seems to have a problem with manila rope, but she starts chewing on it and then she starts choking. So I can't let her do it. What you see hanging down to her is palm. Now it's palm fronds that are woven together. So that does not bother her. So I'm trying to get her to chew that. So far, I've been successful, except for a little bit of chewing on that rope. I have enough where I can replace it several more times without having to buy more. So we'll see what happens, but I'm going to keep my eye on that one. Let's see, Lucy got moved. She didn't seem to react to it too much, but she's kind of slow. You have to watch her closely and see what changes happen. Salamander's by the door now, and he seems to like it. Although he's not doing his circle thing where he circles around and looks up. He goes in circles and looks up. When he was really excited and he wants to come out, he didn't do that this morning. So some slight change in behavior. Bob didn't get moved and Seal didn't get moved, but I have noted a few differences in behavior. This one was intent on whacking me in the head with one of those little cardboard boxes that you fold together and put stuff in this morning, and being right on my shoulder and whacking me in the head. So he usually doesn't start the morning out that way, do you? No. And this one, he's had some changes too, but the main change with Bob is that he was constantly fighting me on taking the peanut butter that had his medicine in it. So now he doesn't get it that way. He gets toweled because there's no way you're going to hold this guy's beak open any other way. And I get the medicine in, have to get it way down his throat because he'll shake his head. And then he gets peanut butter and then he'll eat it. So he'll eat the peanut butter, and he seems to somehow get that the peanut butter doesn't have anything that the syringe going down his throat does. So, but he looks okay. I mean, his feathers are back. He's not tearing himself up. And the last thing we want is him mutilating himself. So, right, Bob? And this is a little different. We have, although you've seen this before, we have up there Snowball sitting next to Jasmine, and that's kind of different. They normally don't do that. Snowball is the voyeur, the one that has to watch the serums. A serum cockatoo is also called a stem-encrusted cockatoo, is something that he loves to stare at. And she's sitting right next to him. That's something when I put her in the middle of the room, which is where she has to go because her cage is larger than the rest. Hi, Aviary. When I put her in there, hi, Aviary, there was an immediate, hello, an immediate reaction from Snowball. He got into his voyeur mode. So there we go. Now I can do spotlight. I guess it takes a certain number of people before I can turn spotlight on. Okay. Now I understand. Oh. So that was a big project yesterday. I was surprised I got it done in an hour and a half because I had to disassemble her cage to get it through the door and then reassemble it by myself. No, no, stop that. No, no. Sugar, get out of my pocket. Sugar, Papa Lou. No, you can't get in my pockets. Nope. Look at that. Look at that guilty look on her face. No, you can't chew the ropes. Doesn't seem to bother anybody else, but it bothers you, so you can't do it. You've got a piece of palm there. That's what you have to start chewing on. Okay. Chew on the palm. Come on, Pippa. Say, that's right. That's right. That's right. So that's a rather major change, putting another cage in there, and it obviously had a positive effect on Jasmine and on Snowball, and then everybody else has had effects that are one way or the other. Bob doesn't seem to be too concerned about it, mainly because he doesn't want to get a syringe down his throat, do you? You have to be gentle too, so it means holding his beak open while he's in a towel and waiting for that tongue to move so that I can get the syringe in there. And then he acts like I'm killing him, you know? It's the end of the world. I uncover him. He's like, where's my peanut butter? Drama. You're just into drama, aren't you, Bob? Just into drama. So they're out here they'll be out here for another hour. And then we have to go in because it's starting to get warm again. We're not going to have great weather until, well, for here anyway, until next week. So, noticed one thing, and it has nothing to do with what we moved around, where that bucket is over there is where Peaches used to be during the day when she was not on my lap. And most of them now will not go over there. It's almost as if they've just treating that area as a sacred ground or something, but they won't go over there. First couple of days, Cecil went and he walked around and as if he was looking for her, but they all stared over there. Now they're just kind of looking away from that area. Maybe they don't want to think about it. Who knows? Who knows? What, Pip? What, Pip? This one's less aggressive than she's been. She's not aggressive to me, never has been, but she's less aggressive to others. I haven't tried putting her close to Debbie. I've got a fairly big medical kit, but I'm not sure it's big enough for that. What are you doing back there, Jazz? What are you doing? Jasmine. Jasmine. Are you playing Blue Jasmine like Kate Blanchett in the movie over there? And you should be telling everybody your problems. And this one, Sugar, is just sitting there with that look on her face like, if he doesn't look at me, I can start chewing this rope. Yeah. Lorelai. Lorelei was out here earlier, and she went after Romeo. Romeo wasn't doing anything as usual. He's up there hiding, but she went after him, and I had to stand at the side of I was outside the aviary when she started, and I had to yell at her to get her to stop. She did. She paid attention to me, but what? What? I know, girl. What are you doing, beautiful? Huh, pretty girl? Lucy. Cecil, what's going on? I hear you. Don't chew the rope. You can come over and get petted if you want. Come here. Come on, Chuck. Come on. Yeah, we're all still finding our way. And of course, right now we're working on trying to move. So probably moving to Arizona is the guess, but lots to do first. But they'll be settled in, and after they get over to whatever extent they can. Do you mind? I've got someone in my face here. Cecil, do you have to be right in my face? I mean, is that what you have to do? I'll be petting her while you're staring at me. Hi, baby. So they'll get settled in. They'll feel fairly settled in after her passing, and then I'm going to have to rip them out and take them somewhere else. But we need a bigger place, that's for sure. We need some volunteers to help, and who knows, maybe we can help more birds. But the main thing is making sure these 11 are well, and then we can start helping others if we have a big enough crew. You don't want to start helping them and then find out you don't have enough people. That's, from what I'm being told, it's not too difficult to get the volunteers in Arizona. So that's what we're kind of looking at. No idea when we'll get the funding. We have to have enough funding to go. So that's going to take a little while. Right, big boy? Right, big boy? Oh, Cecil, you are such a good bird. Yeah, you're such a good bird. That's a good bird. Yeah, he's still got that distant look on his face he's had since you passed. I know. You need to get out of my pocket, Bob. So again, I don't know what's going on in the chat room. If there's anything going on, I can't see it. So I want to thank all of you who are there, our regulars, even though I can't see that you're there.
Doesn't look like there's any questions at the moment, but some people say hi. Lisa says hi. Michelle says hi. Falcon Sue, Kaisei, Doris, Amy, Lulu. They're all here.
Oh, wonderful. Hello, everybody. Hi, friends, as Peaches would say. Hello.
Hello.
I found some video of her that hasn't been in any of our productions so far. And some of it's pretty good. Recent stuff where she was singing and playing, and recent as in this year with a better camera, So I even found some ProRes, which 6 gigabytes a minute stuff. So can produce some really beautiful stuff about her. Still working on her video. So let's see, what have I done lately? Well, the next thing I did, I'm now studying Final Draft, which is what you write scripts in. I'm reacquainting myself with all the ins and outs of it. And I'm thinking about the narrative. I probably will do a mind map because my mind is all over the place. And one of the new features, or relatively new features in Final Draft, is that you can write a whole bunch of I forget what they call them now, but they're basically blocks, and then you can move them around, and you can use them to start to create a timeline with scenes and all that, minute by minute. So probably a mind map, and then go in and do a narrative. No, I probably won't do that. Probably create a bunch of different ideas about what I want to express about her personality and the way she lived her life, and then arrange that, and then go and write a narrative and go from there and start writing the actual script. So no storyboarding because I am not an artist. So at least only a digital artist. I couldn't draw a bird if my life depended on me. So what you doing over there, cutie? Huh? What you doing over there, Loose Goose? She's got the prettiest eyes. Don't you, Lucy? You get the prettiest eyes. They're like little garnets in her head. And then one of the birds this morning decided they were going to, since Cecil has ripped off one section of the lid, they managed to poop right through the lid and hit my little mosquito racket. So I went yeah. So I went to zap a mosquito, and I get this, and I look, and there's poop in there. So I think I've got most of that done now. So it only like pops and snaps occasionally. I'll still have to go in there and like take the battery out and then try to clean under there. But, so I have a few mosquito bites here and there. That's one thing. I don't know who has the stagnant water, but somebody around here in the desert has stagnant water, and they're breeding mosquitoes and don't know it. So, hi, big boy. This big boy, let me get a better position. This big boy is just sitting here. Yeah. He says, "What's with the bandage, Dad?" Yeah, that's what happens when you don't realize you got your hand on Bob's cage. He is cage territorial, and it doesn't matter how much he likes you. If you've got your fingers sticking through the cage, he's gonna bite it. Aren't you, Bob? Then he looks at you like, you deserve that. That's your punishment for putting your finger in my cage. So yeah, I've noticed this thing since Peach has passed. He has been opening his beak a lot, just walking around with an open beak. I don't know what that means, but it occurred at the time. Yeah, it occurred at the time he was trying to get a mosquito there. It occurred at the time she passed, so obviously it has something to do with that. But my boy, what are you doing down there? No, you're not going to get in there and get my iPod case or AirPod case. No, you're not going to do that. Apparently, the new AirPods have a feature that, I mean, these, even though they don't say they'll do that, they do dim the sound down around you. If there's a really loud sound, they do that. But the new ones will just, if there's a loud sound, they automatically adjust the exterior sound level. So when I become a millionaire, I'll buy a set. Hey, for now, these will work. I have to walk around with the world basically silent most of the time, just to be sure I don't lose it. Because I'll get somebody get up on my shoulder like Cecil, and then he'll see something and he'll go off, and then my ears will ring for 4 hours. Well, they always ring, but they'll ring a lot louder for 4 hours. It's like being in the bell tower with Quasimodo. What's with you, little girl? You've got that vibrating thing going on. Huh? And we have the headless bird here. The headless bird.
Who is vibrating? Is it Pippa?
It's the Pip. Yeah, the Pip is vibrating. I have no
Oh, no.
idea what she's. So I just moved her cage 1.5 feet.
I hope
just-
Babalu doesn't recognize it.
Oh, no, right now he's focused on my AirPods, case, so.
Maybe
He will
Pippa
run
has a
over
better.
and start building a nest.
Well, maybe Pip has a better view of Steve from her new location, and that's why she's vibrating.
I need to get her a new picture of Steve. I got left at the other place. We were in such a hurry getting out of there. But she does like that picture of Steve, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. Pippa
Have
and
to see if we
Steve.
can
Babalu.
find one and send it to you.
Leave it alone, Bob. Okay, that would be great. For Pip. The Pip could use it. Bob, stop with trying to get my AirPods. I'll put them somewhere else for now. There we go. I put him somewhere. Oh, now he's pretending to bite me. How dare you move the AirPods? Hey, Bob, be good. Well, maybe I'm asking too much. Try to behave. That's probably better. Bob's prolapse situation is still okay, although he was really messy this morning. I had a lot of extra cleaning to do with him. Had to break out the hydrogen. Yes, Bob's a good boy. Had to break out the hydrogen peroxide because we're starting to get some discoloration in his feathers. But he's in prolapse. He doesn't need another stitch, so we'll see. Oh, you think so? Are you sure about that? Are you sure you need that beak petted? You do? Okay. All right. I'll pet it. Nope. You know what? You guys, this one's trying to eat the cords on my hoodie. There's always something. Cecil and Bob go for that. If you put it over your head, then you get attacked by salamander. He won't let you wear one. So I have them mainly for another place to stash things away from the birds because you have the big pocket in these things. As far as putting the hoodie up, that's not a safe thing to do around Mander. If you've got a death wish, and you don't want to commit suicide, but you have a death wish, then walk up with a beer in your hand and a hoodie on. That should pretty much do it for you. It would be like launching what I used to call Salamander, the cruise missile boy. That lady he was with, he wanted to get her bad. He'd come flying across to get her, and I'd have to put my hands in front of him to stop him. Bob. Babaloo? Is Bob a good bird? Bob is a good bird. I know you're back there. I know. I hear you. Well, Cecil, you can't eat the sleeve of my hoodie, okay? It's a dumb name for a piece of clothing when you think about it. But hey, quit chewing on it. I'm not bad with a needle and thread, but I'm tired of having to patch up my clothing because of you and you. Oh, sugar. Now, around here, when you say darn, it means that you're fixing your clothing. You're not going to chew on my clothes. No, so just forget it. And we got Snowball. He's up there preening. Jazz is taking a nap. Lucy, what are you doing? She was on me earlier and she's doing the pretty bird thing. Pretty bird. You need to calm down up there. Okay? I don't know who wound you up. I don't see a key on your back though. Sugar the bird. Oops. I hit the button, it dims the screen and it doesn't switch. There we are. Bob. I hope the picture is better. I was able to turn this to high definition, so I hope it's better. That was the switch that wasn't there in Zoom before, so you had to pay more money to get high def. Bob, we're not doing that. Hey, that's my arm. You're not eating it. Sugar, I will try to reach up there. I better look and see what they have. We're going to be out here for just about the other half hour, and then it's going to be too hot for them. We're going to have to go in, aren't we? I'm hoping that they're saying, well, we won't have decent weather for being outside all the time until Wednesday of next week, but what? There's somebody else with pretty eyes. She's got pretty eyes. Cecil? I don't want any more holes in this, okay, please? Thank you. Mr. Big Open Beak. Yeah. Yep, small changes can change things. That's the thing. Big changes like bringing another cage in, and even though Jasmine has been a part of the flock for quite a while. You know, the mere fact that the cage is coming in gets them all doing something different. Yoo-hoo, hello, Earth, not you. No, you're not Earth. Earth to Pippa. Hello, Pippa.
Oh no, she's a
Peppa.
mess.
Yeah, she is. She's just Pep.
Pip.
We'll do something about it, Cecil. Go up there and preen her or something. Get her attention. Yeah, that's helping. Good boy, Cecil. Good boy. That's just what we needed. Good boy.
Well done. There's a question from A Beautiful Life in the chat who asks, is Bobberly feeling much more like his old self after taking too much medicine the other day?
Yeah, he's back to himself.
Ah, that's good to hear.
Yeah, he is. He's there's that one word that fits him. Obstreperous is a good word for him. He is obstreperous and subject to vicissitudes and inclemencies. But he's back to his old. He's not irritable. He's just full of energy and contrary. He likes to be contrary. You want to tell him to do something, he won't do it for long. Or shake his head. It's funny because when he shakes his head up and down, he's basically disagreeing with you. So if I tell him to do something and he doesn't like, he shakes his head the way most people would say yes. That's how he shakes it. And when I was taking cultural anthropology, my anthropology professor was saying he was taking his hand and pushing it away, like this. You cup your hand and you push it away like that. And he said, if you're in the desert, you're in someplace in the Middle East, which is a weird name to call something anyway, but you're over there in the desert and someone does that to you from a distance, that means come here. So it doesn't mean go away with what you think. So, everything is a little different, right? And with Bob, the head up and down means I'm not going to do what you're asking, or at least I'm going to tell you I'm not. And he usually will be fighting me on an issue when you say that, almost every time. Sometimes he'll back down, sometimes he won't. It's his right to make a decision anyway, so we try to help him make the best decisions, but he's Bob, so.
He's the Bob.
Wouldn't trade him for the world.
Oh, there's also a question from Lisa. So she says, Don, I was watching your older videos, you were talking about step up. was the cockatoo Jake, your bird? He was cute. I think his name was Jake. But I couldn't remember which episode that was. But Lisa says it was a short video and about how the bird stepped up. So John says it won't step up, and then a lady was called in to watch him step up, and then he did. So the video was about how to change a parrot's behavior. Does that ring any bells?
It doesn't, but I've done so many videos. I think the key thing about step up is it shouldn't be the first thing you teach. When I took Dr. Zelig's course, she made it obvious that the first thing you teach is targeting. Get that, Bob? No. See if I can get him to shake his head. Bob, no. Bob. See, there you go. That means I'm not going to listen to you. He was nipping at me because he knows I'm on the phone. So with step up, I think the key, this is the key in training, that it doesn't matter what you're training, but you have to remember this. Don't reward them when they're done. If you reward a bird for standing on your hand, you're rewarding a bird, okay, for standing on your hand. If they're stepping up and they're just putting their foot down on you, the last foot, and you reward them, you're rewarding them for stepping up. So what a lot of people do is once the bird is up on their hand, then they give them a treat. That doesn't work. You can use the bridge. So when they're stepping on your hand, you say good, right? I say it loud. That's the final bridge. I always say loud. Stop it. No. I had to tell him to stop because he was trying to chew my clothing up here. Okay, that's right. But you don't need to do that with Bob right now, because that's probably not going to work out to your advantage, okay? She's defending me because he's nipping at me, okay? He's nipping at my clothing, so she's defending me. You hold off there too, kid. I don't want two birds, this one on this side and this one on this side, eating my clothing. Stop that, okay? No. So always use the reward or the bridge, which lets them know that they're getting a reward. Use it when they're actually at the end of the behavior, but before they've stopped. So when they're stepping up, no, Baba low, no. There he goes again. See, there's that shaking head. No. Okay, I'm not going to have two birds doing it. You can get down there. Go on. Bite my feet.
Babaloo.
Get the mosquito. Now, I moved the chair away. That could have deleterious effects. He has to go farther to nip me. So if he's going to do that, he will probably nip me harder because he'll be stretching his neck farther. But you are not going to sit here and eat me. You're not going to do it. Now, step up once you've taught step up, or any behavior actually, but step up works the best. If you've got a bird that isn't paying attention to you when you're trying to train them, have them do something like step up. Okay, I'm moving this way, guys. I'm just going to get out of the way here. You're not going to hang down and try to get my face. No, come here. Come here. What is with you? You want attention? Is that what you want? You want attention? Okay. He just wants attention. I know. I know. Yep, see that Bob's trying from a distance, so he kind of leaps over and tries to bite. That's where you can really get hurt. It's probably safer to be closer, but I'm going to try to break it doing this right now. So he's doing it because I'm on the phone. He won't do this if I'm not on the phone. It never happens. When I'm holding the phone is when I have to deal with this. So I don't know what would happen if I had a large camera. He'd probably eviscerate me. No, I said no. Bob, no. No, stop it. It's the claw. It's the claw. I got you. Oh, you want me to pet you? Okay. I got Cecil wanting me to pet him on this side and Bob wanting to take my arm off on the other side. Well, he's just nipping. Bob, why don't you get the mosquito instead of getting me, okay? And these guys, 2 guys are in here. I can't even have the mosquito racket in here because they just won't leave me alone. They just after the racket the whole time. At first, Cecil would go after the bucket, but now he's more interested in the racket. So wore out the bucket, didn't you? Now it's not so much of an interest for you. I don't know if I answered everything about that video, but when you're training step up, if you've already trained targeting so that they follow your hand, it's a lot easier to get them to step up because they're already following you. So, and then the targeting, what are we doing? We're wearing that on our face now. He's playing with the bucket. Bob, do not grab my clothing from behind the chair. Babaloo. You pest. Now I'm going to have to put a blanket over the chair because he's starting this routine again. No. Sorry, Cecil. No, you don't bite my clothing through the chair. Babaloo. You know, I could put you in that bucket. I could.
They probably enjoy it.
Well, we may find out. You want to go in the bucket? Bob, you want to go in the bucket?
His little
Yeah, he
face
doesn't-
looking through the holes in the chairs is so funny.
Yeah, it is.
It's like what's that movie, like The Shining or something, when the guy like cuts through the door with an axe or something.
Except he's saying, here's Babaloo.
Oh, well, Lisa's going to look up what video it was because we can't remember. So I asked her if it was the one when you went to the run fair, but we don't think it was. So she'll let us know next time.
Oh, cool. Yeah, step up is the second thing you usually teach. But the other nice thing about teaching the targeting is that a lot of the behaviors that I get when I take them to the vets are all based on targeting. You know, so when you go to the vet and they have to look under the feathers, that's a target training. See, he's learned that if you put your finger right here and you open the feathers, it's okay to open the feathers. That's a targeting thing. The opening, I've got this stuck to my Band-Aid. You know, wonderful. You know, when they have to look down the throat of a bird, you've got to be able to open the beak. See, that's all based on targeting too. Target training is how I started that. What do you want to do? Eat me? Is that what you want? I'm not terribly tasty, Bob. I'm not. You know that. Just stop messing with the phone. Just quit talking to the phone. That's what he wants me to do. And I honestly, there's got to be a way. I have to really think about it, but there's got to be a way using functional analysis. He's going to go for the back of the chair again. And what concerns me about the back of the chair is if he gets himself latched to me too tightly, I don't want to put a bunch of pressure on his beak by pulling away. So I don't want to accidentally hurt him. Their beaks are strong though, so I'm probably just being over concerned. But I used to put I used to put a blanket over the chair all the time. But I think the blankets I used to do that with, I think they ended up being left behind. So much stuff got left behind when we moved, Bob, and we left Hill House. And the landlord that walks there walks alone. Well, actually, she doesn't walk alone. She walks with that son of hers who looks like he came straight out of the big house. I don't think I'm far off there. What are you doing? Huh? I'm actually not sure what it's going to be like to be living in a larger place again once we finally manage it. We have a lot of income to bring in, and not just the money to move, but also the monthly incomes have to be there. So, but once we get there, I'm going to find out what it's like not to sleep on the floor. Basically, I sleep on the floor in a room with a bunch of like stacked up junk, which is where my little computer desk is, where I do all the work. But I mean, it's only a 40-inch computer desk by like 2 feet wide. You are eating my clothing again, mister. You know, they'd like to see other birds except the ones who are torturing me. Well, maybe not. Maybe they like me being tortured, but what do you think? Hmm? What do you think? Oh, Cecil. You're just not happy because she's gone. I'm not happy either, sweetheart. We gotta pull through it. Babaloo, you're gonna go in that bucket. Grabbing me through the chair again. You toad. Leave my clothing alone, Cecil.
Guys.
I don't think I have the right wardrobe manager because they just have to eat my clothing. Or maybe they're just not getting enough cotton in their diet. Sea salt. Come here, sea salt. Come here. Come here. Come here. What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah, this is Peach's best friend here. And he's just not himself. And you can see too, the feathers are a little, when you see the feathers get this kind of crisscross look, that means that the bird's got a little bit of feather destructive behavior. He's also got some of that on his back. So, and I can't increase his dose quickly. It's going to have to take months probably to get him to completely stop this.
Yeah, poor Cecil. He really misses Peaches. You can see
He
that
does. He keeps looking over in that spot. Unfortunately, in order to get Jasmine in there, I don't know if it's fortunate or unfortunate, but the little shrine I had set up, I've had to move that. And here, you know, I'm just living with friends. You know, we're all here living with friends, and the birds have a bird room, and we have the aviary. But the only spot I have to put the shrine up is like over my my little what is it? It really isn't a dresser. It's one of those things, this cheap things you put material in, right? So if you're doing sewing, you have one of these things and you have your sewing materials in there. That's so it's sitting over that. And it's plugged into the wall in the bathroom. So
well, they've seen
That's
it for a few days, so that must have helped them.
It did. I'm glad that Chloe wasn't up there though, because I don't think that Snowball needed to see her. I think that
Might have
probably
been
wouldn't
too much
good.
for him.
You know, since he's still obviously upset about it, you need to leave my clothing alone. I don't want to sew this today. Cecil, come here.
Oh, well, Erin sent a super chat, so that's nice. Thank you, Erin.
Oh, thank you, Erin. Thank you for the super chat. There goes Cecil. Oh, he sees Dan, so he's gonna react to that, aren't you? Aren't you, big boy? Whoops. We're back over here now, are we? Really? And Bob, you laughing at me? Bob has the sardonic laugh. If you haven't noticed, he goes, that's his laugh. I guess I haven't heard any other kind of laugh from him. There are variations to it, but it's always the kind of, snidely whiplash kind of laugh. Yeah, I don't know how long it's going to take him. I mean, he wasn't mated to her, but they have friendships.
And that's the funny thing about Peaches, because she never played with anyone or preened them, but she obviously took interest in them and they took interest in her. So there's a lot going on in their little heads.
Yeah, I'm not sure how little they are. Compare, you know, when you they're I forget what you call it. The mass index on them is really high, so
I mean,
they're
yeah,
up there with
proportionately, their brains are really big for their bodies, but I mean, compared to us, in terms of total size, they're really small.
yeah, much more efficient than our brains, though. That's been proven with their neural activity is much more efficient than ours. And the center they have, which is closer to where the can't say it now. Not the cortex, because they don't have a cortex. The cerebellum is in the human brain is more the seat of consciousness, and yeah, they're bright. Things come in small packages. Intelligence can come in a small package, that's for sure. I think the research they're still doing it in Austria on goffins. Yeah, 6-year-old kids can't do what they can do. And they can figure out a lock that has 215 different positions you have to move to open it. You give it to a 6-year-old kid, and they're like, "Oh, I don't know what to do. I can't get in there." So smart.
If you want, sometime I should give you guys a lecture on what academic research there is about these guys.
Oh, I would love that. We'll have to arrange that.
Yeah, thought that would be fun because I do it for the summer school kids, so I could do it for you guys.
Yeah, just we'll set up a date and do it. We can either do an extra video, or an extra Zoom meeting, or we can do it on a regular. Sounds like something we should do extra though and promote, so that more people will get to see it because it sounds fascinating.
I think a lot of people would be interested in scientific research, but if you don't have access to open access journals through your university, then it's kind of expensive to try and to have to rent subscriptions to all the journals. But for me, being if I'm a university staff, then I can get into everything for free, so I can read as much as I like.
Well, let's talk about that and get that on. I would really like to hear it myself. So.
Oh well, we can talk about that sometime.
Yeah, soon. I hope we can plan it and get it arranged. We have the other one too coming up too at the one about grief. I think that I don't know, but I think that's a good point to show that video I had, Faces of Grief, too. It's a short video. It's only 7 minutes long. But...
Oh yes, and for the one about grief that we're going to have, I think that's going to be on November the 1st, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it'll be All Saints, and yeah, just a reminder to guys watching that if you have any stories about your feathered friends who are departed, if you want us to read them out on the stream, then you can email them to us, or if you want to just come in and read it yourself onto the Zoom, then you're welcome to do that as well. So it's for everyone to share their memories of their birdie friends and just support each other and just generally be together. So any stories you want to share or pictures or anything, please do so.
Yeah, I have stories about Coco too, and Chloe and Murray. So unfortunately, nobody lives forever. So Murray was another one that died slowly, and Coco died suddenly. So
Murray was pretty old, wasn't she?
Yeah, the necropsy showed her to be, no wonder she was still alive. She just died of old age. But I mean, I watched the whole thing that I saw with as far as the weakening of the body and everything with Peaches. with Coco. She
Mm.
was there and gone, you know, and that was just horrible. It's all horrible, but you're never sure which is worse, right? Whether the long disease that they wither away on, or the one where they seem to be in perfect health and then they're gone. I mean, Coco was what, 8 years old, 6 years old? I don't remember,
I
unfortunately.
think she was a bit older than that, wasn't she? She was 12 or something, wasn't she?
She came to me when she was 6.
Yeah.
So that was probably around 2012. I don't know what year she died. I can't do time. Time is not something that my brain does. I have a severely deficient autobiographical memory, and SDAM people, we can't remember that kind of stuff. So. I remember one birthday besides my own, my father's. Why? April 15th. Tax day in the United States. That's the only reason I remember. See, my mother, I know she was a Pisces sun, you know. That's all I can say. I don't know when she was born. I remember any of that stuff. That caused me some trouble with relationships. Like, you didn't remember our anniversary. I don't remember yesterday. Of course, I didn't know at the time this was the problem. So it just seemed like I didn't care, but I honestly couldn't. I don't remember that kind of thing, and I can't remember it. What they found with the research on our brains is that we don't make the memories. It's not like we forgot something. We don't make them. So if you don't make the memory, you aren't going to remember it. That's the fMRIs. In the fMRIs, what it shows is where normally the pulse would go up from the axons on the brain, it goes down. It just goes like down on us. So we don't remember that stuff.
Yeah, my memory is not that good, but I live and die by my calendar. So any important dates or anything that I need to do, it goes straight in the calendar or it's not happening.
That's why I worship at the altar of Steve Jobs. If it hadn't been for him, we'd had to rely on IBM. I'd still be carrying.
Or did you see Pippa's crest go up when you said IBM?
Pippa, Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs. Yeah, that's right. Steve Jobs. Yeah. Oh, she's funny. She's the tech bird around here. That's right.
Falcon Sue wants to know when's your birthday, Dawn, if you can remember.
Yeah, December 20th. Which means that obviously it was a fight. Well, around my family, it was a fight. Well, he's not going to like his birthday present. Give him his Christmas present. Oh. So needless to say, Christmas doesn't mean a lot to me. You know, and that's typical of people born around that time, before or after, right around before or after Christmas. But and I don't believe in astrology, but you know, they say that this is real astrologers, not the people who talk about where your sun was when you were born, right? They say that if you were born on a full moon on the night of an eclipse, so you got a lunar eclipse, right? And it happens to be that full moon happens to be in Mercury, you will have part of your memory gone. So figure that one out. I don't have that memory. I mean, I don't have it, and I didn't even know this until a few years ago. So I can't say when a few years ago was, but anyway, we'll see you on the next meeting, folks. I got to take these birds in. It's now getting too hot to keep them out here. And another 15 minutes, Cecil will start panting. So thank you all for coming and supporting us by being here. And as Peaches would say, hello, friends. She wouldn't say goodbye because it wasn't one of the words that she cared about. To her, everything was hello, hello. She loved to be here and say hello to everything. So instead of saying goodbye, I'll say hello until next time. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep.